Well, YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy Vontee, man. I'm back with another video, man. In this video, I'm basically about to just break this shit down for y'all, because a lot of people be from a lot of different places around the country, or just be from places that, you know, and they be thinking everything is the same and everything like that. So I'm about to basically just break it down for y'all. So let's get straight to the video, man. As you can see in the thumbnail, why does Baltimore get along with Philly more than Baltimore gets along with DC? Now, this is kind of complex. This is, you know, but you just got to walk with me and follow me, all right? A lot of people in the country believe Baltimore and DC is like the same thing, right? It's only 45 minutes away. You could take 295 and you can be in Baltimore to DC in about 45 minutes, all right? Baltimore and DC is two totally different places. Different accents, different dress codes, different neighborhoods, different streets, all of that. Now, before we even jump further into the DC thing, I'm gonna explain why Baltimore and Philly always got along. Like, Baltimore and Philly is like cousins in a way. I think it's due to the fact that we're not that far and we're not that close, if that makes sense. See, I think DC, the problem with that was we were too close. Whenever you got two black urban cities next to each other, it usually never ends well. That's just normal. That's like Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Like, I heard they had some shit back in the day. But anyway, so that's one thing. Another reason why Baltimore and Philly probably get along so much is because of the city structure. Like, it looks the same almost. Like, a Philly street and a Baltimore street damn near look the same. Tight blocks, row houses, all of that shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I just feel like we can relate to each other a little more than a Baltimore and a DC person. The guy from Philly, he probably like, we just relate to them a little more. They don't come off like a problem. Now, this is the deeper history of it though. See, Baltimore and DC haven't gotten along since the 80s. Like, since the 80s, it's always been a beef, a problem, some sneak dissing going on. It always been like that, like growing up and shit. Now, I heard it started in the jails. It started in the jails and then it spilled out into the streets. And then ever since the 80s, it's just been weird shit. Like, it's just been like a weird beef or whatever going on. You don't really see too many Baltimore people collabing with DC people, and then vice versa. Like, we was just taught growing up, don't fuck with them, right? Like, when you was born in the hospital, it's like at birth, right? When you was born in the hospital, it's like the doctor even told you don't fuck with that. Yo, don't you fuck with them DC niggas. Like, the doctor told you that, and it's vice versa. When we was growing up as kids, I remember everybody had a field trip. Remember that? Y'all remember that Six Flags over there? What is it, like a Silver Spring or something like that? It's a Six Flags or whatever. And Baltimore kids were going on a field trip, and DC kids would be there on a field trip. And those field trips got real. I don't know if y'all remember, but the fights and the arguing and all that shit, like, oh, he a Bama. That's what they call niggas from Baltimore. And then we just call motherfuckers clowns. So it was like, it was always something since a kid. And our parents told us, it was just always passed down. And it's crazy because we really have no reason not to like each other, though. I feel like that's another divide and conquer type shit. Like, who the fuck even started that shit? Like, I don't know. But like, the DC girls were, you know, not like Baltimore niggas, and Baltimore niggas wouldn't, you know what I mean? Baltimore girls wouldn't like DC niggas. It was just like always like a forbidden rule for real. And you really don't see Baltimore niggas in DC like that. And you don't really see DC niggas in Baltimore like that. It's like a real boundary. They don't really consider Baltimore the DMV, which is not. We don't consider Baltimore the DMV. Like, Baltimore is its own separate island. I want y'all to think of Baltimore being its own island far away from everything in the DMV. Right? DC and Virginia get along way better than, you know, DC and Baltimore. And again, that's due to the fact that Baltimore is its own everything. So it's like, it's different. You can't compare that shit. Like, you really can't. And I really believe like the beef and all that shit is corny. When you get older and you still pushing that, you weird. That's some weird shit to keep pushing that when you get older. Like, what the fuck? I feel like if someone never personally did nothing to you, why would I be tripping off? You know what I'm saying? But that's really the history. But DC, like I said, it's no more for the club life. Like, when people think about DC around the country, I'm pretty sure y'all think about going to the club. Y'all think about colleges like Howard University. Y'all think about, you know, shit like that. Y'all thinking about the White House and things. When you think of Baltimore, you don't really think of nothing else but the wire or the crime rate or the fact that we got this accent and all of that. You think about the seafood and everything like that, because Baltimore's a beautiful city. Big downtown, beautiful downtown, a lot of water and all that. But you don't really think of it like that's a tourist spot to go to. Ain't nobody about to pack their bags and say, I'm about to go to Baltimore, y'all. Like, they don't really do that. Now, they'll probably do that to DC, Which is why when I tell tourists, if you are coming to the DMV, if I were you, I would probably go to DC first. If you want to have fun, and it's an endless amount of clubs. They got clubs that's open till like 6 in the morning. They got strip clubs and all that. Baltimore, we not really here to play. Like, it's not a playful city. Like, you gonna get, you know what I mean? You probably fucking around and really get robbed, bro, quick. As soon as you get off the plane, BWI, niggas right there with ski masks is ready to get you. And check it out. I'm not saying DC don't get busy. I'm not saying DC ain't grimy. I ain't saying that at all. DC definitely got areas you do not want to get caught playing in. I feel like that's not really what they know. Like, DC, like, that's not going to stop tourists from coming. Like, that's not really stopping a motherfucker from going down U Street or hitting the bars and the clubs. They got that nightlife in DC. I ain't going to lie. I think DC got one of the best nightlifes outside of Miami, honestly. I know that sounds crazy, but bro, a lot of parties, a lot of big clubs on DC, bro. Real right. But Philly and Baltimore is just gritty. Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, both beautiful cities. I'm just speaking for the actual, like, come on, let's not be slow. Y'all know damn well what I'm talking about. Baltimore and Philly both got that, bro, this is not a playful city, nigga. Like, it's not, we not coming to play. Like, Philly, like, what you going to Philadelphia for? Like, who going to pat their back and say, we're going to Philly? Unless it's like a convention or something like an event going on in the city, then that's different. But you just don't up and go to Philadelphia to hit the clubs. That's not normally what people do. People would just probably go to New York or some shit rather than just go to Philly. Like, that'd be kind of crazy. And just like Baltimore, people not coming to Baltimore to hit the club. It got to be like a Ravens game or like an event or like something going on. But with DC, it's like, shit, let's just go to DC. Let's just hang out. Type of shit like that. So I feel like that makes the connection a little more. That's why we more relatable type shit to Philly. Because it's similar, like, you know, and you know, the struggle, respect the struggle. Straight up. And like I said, I'm not saying DC don't struggle or they never struggle. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what the country would think about, like, when you on the outside looking in. You feel me? Like the difference between Baltimore and DC. Then you got Virginia. I don't really know too much about Virginia, to be honest, other than like going down Tyson's and some shit like that. But that's what I believe. And I believe with Philly isn't close enough for us to know each other enough to beef like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of far, but it's kind of not. You can get to Philly in about hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. And then you get to DC in 40 minutes. Think about it. 40 minutes. Come on, man. So I'm not pretty sure that's really the main root of it. It might have been a nigga. You know, a lot of beef be starting over women. Some nigga probably fuck somebody bitch and say, all right, I hate his whole city now. I hate his whole city. He fucked my girl. So it'd be little shit and petty shit like that. But hopefully one day everything to stop, it all come united and shit like that. But it been going on since the 80s for real. That's really my take on it. So that's what I believe. So make sure y'all get in the comment box. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. I mean, I want to hear y'all opinions on it too, but that's what we believe for real, for real. So make sure y'all get in the comment box. Let me know. Make sure y'all like, y'all comment, and y'all subscribe. Another video, man. Let's get shit.